aviators. Now let's talk about techniques of flight instruction, planning your instructional activity, scenario-based training, and risk management. First, let's discuss the demonstration and performance delivery methods. These can be highly effective when teaching motor skills in the airplane, such as a steep turn or a chandelle. The demonstration performance method is broken down into 4 phases. You, as the instructor, must explain the maneuver or task, how to perform it, and why we do it. Demonstrating a maneuver can help the student to see what the maneuver is really supposed to look like. Now it's time for the student to perform and the instructor to supervise. This involves the student practicing and then the instructor reviewing whether objectives were met. Finally, it's evaluation time. Time for you as an instructor to explain the progress made towards objectives and offer solutions on how to improve. The telling and doing technique will provide a step-by-step process that can be applied to flight instruction. The instructor tells, instructor does method is when the instructor demonstrates the maneuvers on top of explaining power settings, attitudes, and general instructions for that maneuver. That's followed by student tells, instructor does. And that's when the student talks the instructor through the maneuver. The student will be playing the instructor role while the instructor performs that maneuver. And finally, student tells, student does the maneuver and talks through what they are doing while they are doing it. Now let's talk about lesson plans, as they provide a framework for instructional periods, such as cross-country flight planning. As well, it allows a concrete outline that the instructor can follow and allows you, the flight instructor, to present the information in an efficient and complete manner. Also, the lesson plans may have to be modified for a particular student due to the nature of how well a student is mastering the concepts or their overall level of knowledge. Next is the scenario-based training, which is designed to test a student's correlative knowledge and ability to exercise ADM. It uses real-world examples to practice and achieve training goals. SBT should be outlined with clear objectives to effectively allow a student to learn a task. As well, it forces the student to think through a scenario and use individual skills they have learned, and then use ADM to determine the best course of action. Essentially, it prepares pilots for the real world rather than just that practical test. Now, risk is defined as the probability of a serious event or incident occurring from exposure to various flight hazards. The risk level can vary on the purpose of a flight. For example, marginal VFR conditions would be a high-risk level for a VFR cross-country. However, those same conditions for a few rounds in the pattern might not be as high risk. It can be evaluated and mitigated through several means, such as obtaining a weather briefing, running through the I'm Safe checklist, a flight plan, and having a set of personal minimums.